Warsaw raided with 10 viewers.
Wow. The city of Warsaw has raided me. Thank you. How's it going? Kind of reached that Lagrange point, if you will, in Tarkov, where I'm not losing money, not making huge amounts of money, not really doing any quests, but equally, I'm not mega tryharding doing quests. So I just sort of am existing as a player in Tarkov. I'm not competitive with the top players, not that I ever would be. I've got better gear and stuff than a lot of the lads that are like level 12. So I'd say when I get into a fight with one other player, especially with the record changes, I have about a 30% chance of killing a lad, which for me is good. I have noticed that queue times as a scav are still pretty shit. I don't know quite what's going on. But it still seems to take a good 10 minutes to get into a scav raid. Other than custom seems fine, but the rest of them seem pretty shit. Here we go. Let's see. What do we got? Granata.
Ты заметил, что ли, хочешь?
Who's he shooting at? Where's he looking? What the fuck? Oh man, I don't do PMC on streets, but I do scav on streets quite a lot. That lad was a scav. Oh, it was a player. God, I really thought it was a scav. What was with his outfit, man? What was that outfit? I thought that's a scav. He was wearing like black jeans and a grey jumper. Like, what the hell is going on?
Nice jump, Alistair.
The biggest Jeff just resubbed for 8 months.
Thank you for the
Good
sub.
morning, Mr. Flax.
Thank
Enjoy
you.
your day.
Yeah, I'll try. Thank you. And good morning, Munt. How are you doing? My youngest is off poorly. Fucking kids, man. They always seem to be sick at the moment. Don't know what's going on. It's just January, I think. So she made me a cup of tea this morning, but I was up watching The Boys. I had not watched season 3 of The Boys. I just remembered. Like, I was looking for something to watch last night. I was like, oh shit, I never watched season 3 of The Boys. So far, it's good. It's a 15. I was absolutely staggered that it was a 15. It's fucking insane for it to be a 15. Ha! 12A. I was just like, how is this a 15? It just blows me away. Like, I don't think it would have been released when I was 15 in the Victorian era. Everybody's going mad for GoldenEye, right? Because it's like back or something, or they've re-released it or something like that. And I went to the Imperial War Museum a couple of months ago, and they had a thing there about the portrayal of war in video games. No multiplayer. That's the whole point. That's what people remember about it, not the game. Because I played the game at the Imperial War Museum. They had it there. It is unplayable. It's so bad. I mean, I was never into it at the time, because when it was out, Half-Life was out. And I was like, how can you play GoldenEye and think, wow, this is incredible, when Half-Life exists? Like, Half-Life exists, and you're talking about GoldenEye. I could never understand it. just looked so bad. But the 4-way multiplayer, I get why people were hyped for that. Because that was like the way you could play a multiplayer shooter before people had the internet and set up. If you wanted to set up a LAN in your house, you had to get your computers round, get a null terminator to go on the end of your LAN cable, and then networking 4 computers together would take an evening. It was that difficult. It was that bad. What I'm astounded by is that they've re-released the original GoldenEye, but they haven't thought, you know what we could do is we could just have multiplayer but not on a split screen. You could just like have it over local or whatever, where everybody has their own view. I mean, there were all kinds of memes about how people prevented screen cheating with like a screen that slots over the TV, and one of you is below the screen and one of you is above, stuff like that. Like, pretty funny. I mean, how could you not screen cheat, right? I mean, I guess they know that if they bring out GoldenEye, most people aren't going to look into whether they are actually releasing the original with multiplayer, or whether they're just going to bosh out some cheap cash grab. Unfortunately, I need the toilet. Let's see if we can survive here. Did you hear anything? Did we hear anything? Where would they be?
Вижу их.
Oh, you've got to go underground. Well, they've seen someone. Ah, it's all scary. We had a lousy spawn, so we're kind of fucked here. Missed out on all the good stuff. Looted a load of scavs and dumped the loot by train. Nice. Thank you. I'm trying to figure out whether the weekdays are harder than the weekends, because at the weekend you've got the more casual end of the Tarkov player base who are only able to play at weekends, only really play maybe a little bit in the evening, but they play, you know, at the weekend is when they say, oh, finally I can play some Tarkov. During the week you've got the no-lifers like me who play video games all day, so it's going to be harder, isn't it? You're going to be up against the creme de la creme. Now, when you guys say you heard loads of shooting, clearly didn't come from underground. I wonder if Gluhar and his mates are in town. I also sometimes wonder on reserve, what's everybody else doing? Someone's in that building. The thing is, Bob, who's playing it during the week? Like, the way I see it, if you're playing it during the week, you haven't got a job, or you're very young, and you're off school, or you're someone who just streams on Twitch all day. Like a loser. Yes, I'd heard about the invisible PMC problem. You think it's older lads? I mean, it's quite an expensive game for one thing, and it does require an awful lot more time than your average 15 or 17-year-old. People think of the time when you can play video games as being when you're a kid, but when you're a kid, you've got your parents on you all the time. Do this, do that. You've got school, you've got homework, you've got all that shit, and your bedtime isn't super late. I mean, I stayed up till 1 last night. I played Tarkov until about midnight, and then I watched The Boys for a bit, and then I went to bed. And now I've woken up at about 10, and I'm playing Tarkov all day. If you're 15, you don't get that option, other than at the weekend. That's why I thought at the weekend you'd get all the kids, but then again, maybe at the weekend, you've got all the kids with the childlike fly reactions. Well, I guess we're going to move. Bob, this building doesn't count as a bunker though, does it?
Yogscast rated with 312 viewers.
Thank you, Yogs Raiders. Now, do I have? They have to be in there when I kill them. Not I'm in there and shoot out of it. I have to kill them in that building, right?
Right, никого. Бомбу бросай, быстро!
Try and just bait one in, I guess. So, bear in mind I have played this game before. So I am aware of how to debate scavs into areas. And I am also aware that they will come indoors. Like this lad is. Sometimes they just stand there like yutzes. Maybe we,
Fucking terror group.
Ты чё нас, зеньки вылупи?
yeah, same to you, chum.
Граната тут!
that was at me, I believe. Oh my. There's a lad in the opposite building. With a big Chungus gun. The question is, where is this lad? He's in that building over there. Now this lad's got to come this way. The lad that's in the building above us. Yeah, about 11, 12 o'clock. I hit something to my right there. Wow. Well, that was hellish. I think there was a lad at the very far end of the corridor. If you refresh the stream, you might be up to date. I don't know.
Nice jump, Alistair.
And Urban_they just resubbed for 47 months. Cheers, Flax. About to embark on my annual Mobius rewatch.
Good. I think fare, F-A-R-E, Mr. Jason. To farewell is to F-A-R-E. That's why you say farewell, F-A-R-E. As in, may you fare well. Not fair. English is a very clear language, so...
Nice jump, Alistair.
Denzero SC2 just resubbed for 25 months.
Thank you.
Regem.
Wow, there's a commemorative Queen Elizabeth II Monopoly. What a way to show respect, eh?
А вот тут друган мой бывал точно.
А, вот тут друган мой бывал точно.
Car battery's pretty cool. Got so many wallets. I'd say Customs is my favorite map this wipe. This feels like a fun map. What's the best way to learn the maps? What's the best way to learn anything? Like if you had to learn, I don't know, electronics. Do you think just reading about it is enough, or do you think just doing it over and over and over again is the best way to learn? Just playing. Like any game, just playing. It takes a long time to get all of this stuff down and recognize your spawn straight away, and you know, just know immediately where I am, where I can go, where the loot is. Like it's just practice, isn't it? You just have to practice. Just play the game. If you don't enjoy the game, don't play the game. But I think the only real way to learn it is to just play the game. have I got something to show you guys. Oh my god. Alright, let's do this raid. Jesus. What a gamer. So, is anybody familiar with a man called Brian Bolland? He is a comic book artist, best known for, he did a lot of Batman stuff, but he did a lot of Judge Dredd stuff as well. He is, I would say, pretty fucking legendary if you're a Judge Dredd fan. He is one of my favorite comic book artists of all time. He's just incredible. Like, a lot of the very best Judge Dredd comics were drawn by Brian Bolland. I've got to go full screen for this. So, Forbidden Planet got in touch with me on Twitter a couple of months back, and they said, hey PFlax, this new Brian Bolland Apex edition of 2000 AD special, Brian Bolland special, that's the cover, this is the comic. The size of this heckin' thing, just absolutely immense. To Mr. Flax from Brian Bolland. Look at this thing. Look at this thing. It's just a book of unbelievable artwork by him. That is immediately one of my prized possessions. Holy shit. I'm absolutely blown away. Look at this. This, when I was a kid, panels like this, which is a block war, people swinging between the blocks. Look at the detail and the epic scale of that frame. And look at the way you've got this incredible panel here where they're swinging between the blocks, just going down as far as you can see. But then it interweaves it with the story and the action as well. It's amazing. He's amazing. He's an absolute genius comic book artist. And honestly, I mean, he's got, let me find you some of my other. These are comics that I remember reading as a kid. This is so exciting. So amazing. Look at this. That's like a poster size. And that's just the middle of the bloody frame. Oh my god. Judge Dredd is like my favorite comic of all time. So good. Wow, 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 wow. Well, this is ridiculous. The Apocalypse War, one of the greatest comic book series of all time. Just amazing. Oh, baby. Wow. Wow. For any Batman fans, he did a Killing Joke, which is like one of the best Batman comics they ever did. I'll have to Oh my god. Whew. I mean, honestly, Judge Dredd is just... As you get older, I think my appreciation for Judge Dredd has changed to the point where now I like... He is horrible. He is horrible. Judge Dredd is not the good guy. In some cases he is, but I mean, it was, you know, you could tell it was written by people who really... It was written in the 80s, a lot of those Judge Dredds, and the police were definitively the bad guys. Judge Dredd is no exception. He will lock people up for 6 months for having a grain of sugar in their apartment and stuff like that. So yeah, pretty incredible. For him to be sort of like a comic book hero, but he's not. Judge Dredd to me is the villain. We'll wait for a Scavron. I have tons of 2000 AD comics, like the old paper ones. I really like the 2012 Dredd film. Carl Urban did a great job. Just amazing. It's going to terrify my wife that something this big has been sent. I think the problem is, and I love the film. So I say this as a huge Judge Dredd fan. He is a very complicated character. to put into a hour and 45-minute film. Like, very difficult, because how do you like, the nuance is that this is not like policing now, right? Like the people he's up against and the number, it's like 1 billion people in Mega City 1, right? Or something ridiculous like that. It varies. There's no, the canon of Judge Dredd is very elastic. I think it might be 300 million, sometimes they say 1 billion, sometimes it depends which comic you're reading. There's hundreds of millions of people in Mega City 1. And they have to police this society that is essentially crumbling. Despite all the technological advances, it's miserable for most people. They're all squeezed into tower blocks. And this is all commentary on the 80s. It is a lot of people. And the judges, because there's so much crime, they have to handle crimes on the spot. So they're the judge, jury, and executioner. That's the whole point. That's why they're called judges, because they're not just going around as police officers, arresting people, taking them to court. They carry out summary sentencing then and there on the spot, because the crime is so out of control. There's no way that you could wait. You couldn't have like people on remand. You couldn't have holding cells. You are literally, the judge says, they even have the lie detector. They go, beep, beep, he's lying, 10 years in the ISO cubes. And the ISO cubes, they show it occasionally, is like a series of Rubik's cubes of clear cubes in isolation. You're just in there for 10 years or 6 months or whatever it is, and you can get nicked for pretty much anything. Littering, 6 months. Having sugar, 6 months. They've banned everything, so sugar is banned. Smoking, you're only allowed to smoke in the smokatorium, where everybody has to wear like a glass bowl on their head and all the rest of it. All kinds of things are a crime. This is a post-nuclear war era. There's the cursed earth, which is like all the ruins outside the city where you can't go. There's full of muties. The oceans are poisoned. Everybody's
Mr. _F1SH just resubbed for 13 months.
Thank you. Everybody's insane. Everybody's losing their mind in this area. And into that you put Judge Dredd. Now, you can see how it would be very hard to police that, but the harshness of the sentencing and the summary nature of it, there's no appeal, there's no excuses, he's just like bam, and that's it.
Nice jump, Alistair.
Patchworking just resubbed for 1 month.
Thank you. I mean, they have smokatoriums at airports, especially in Germany. They have loads of them. In the UK, they don't. They just make you go all the way back out through security if you want to smoke. But anyway, I haven't read Saga, no. So, what's a new comic you enjoy? I like Guy Delisle. He's done quite a few things I've quite enjoyed. Well, Daniel Clowes is probably one of my favourites, but he hasn't put anything out in a while, unfortunately. What new comics have I got lately? I haven't got anything in the last year or two. They're jolly expensive. It's too messy. My room's too messy. I'd have to go through and do a proper fucking look. I did read the boys' comics. They were good. Shit, my comics get a little bit fucked up here. I went through a phase of reading every good Batman comic. And there are some really good ones, but there are some really shit ones as well. Anything to recommend to an adult newbie who wants to get into graphic novels and comics? I mean, just go to a comic shop and have a look around and see what takes your fancy. I mean, there's some really... I mean, I know that I don't like DC in general. I find it very, very... I don't know. It never felt like it modernized. Like, it felt like they were dragging these characters from the old days and they were still using them, and it's just a bit shit. You know what I mean? There's something off about DC Comics for me. So I was always a Marvel fanboy because it's just more fun, more straightforward. And I feel like the naming for stuff that they had in DC always just felt a bit off. There were lots more gods in DC, it felt like. And to be honest with you, the stars of DC, I never found Superman interesting at all. At all. What a boring fucking hero. I never really understood that. What's the point? This guy's like... It was stupid. I think the way that the boys have done Superman as Homelander was interesting. That's interesting. But I found Superman was always, to me, the most boring hero. So dull. And Wonder Woman, boring. Green Lantern, boring. Do you know what I mean? And all the other sort of supporting... Miracle Man was quite a good character. But then it was kind of DC-ified to the point where it just annoyed me. It's hard to really put into words what it is. There's something off about DC Comics. I can't really say what it is, but the Boys comic is insane. And every time I think, they'll never put anything like that in the TV show, they had a scene where a man shrinks himself to crawl up another man's penis. And I was like, oh, that's pretty crazy. Yeah, and then sneezed and exploded the guy. I mean, that's bonkers. I've never seen anything like that. But the comics are somehow worse. People say I'm the life of the party 'cause I tell a joke or two. And I might be laughing loud and hearty. Deep inside I'm blue. So take a good look at my face and see my smile looks out of place. So League of Extraordinary Gentlemen was decent. And it's Alan Moore is involved, I think. So Alan Moore is like if you want to get into comics, I know it seems it's kind of a trope, isn't it? But the Watchmen comic is genuinely incredible. Ignore the TV show and the film and all that. You know, the actual original Watchmen comic is insane. But From Hell is my favorite Alan Moore graphic novel that he's ever done. It is amazing. Absolutely amazing. So I would say From Hell. If you read From Hell and don't enjoy it, none of my recommendations are going to work for you. But if you read it and think, wow, this is fucking amazing, then I can give you some more. But yeah, From Hell is amazing. I never got into Swamp Thing. I know it was a big thing. My two favorite Marvel superheroes are Spider-Man and Daredevil. Spider-Man because he's your friendly neighborhood Spider-Man, and he's from Queens, and I grew up in Queens, and at the time as a kid, having a superhero from your neighborhood was like amazing. But the Preacher comics are really good. Insane, but really good. They're less insane than the boys, but still insane. But yeah, I loved... Swamp Thing was DC. Swamp Thing was DC. The Constantine comics are pretty good, in all honesty. I like the Constantine comics. These are all quite big names, though. In terms of like indie comics, I'm not up on it at all. But there are some really good ones. Spider-Man sucks ass. Well, that's a stupid opinion. Based on what? I think the movies are great. I think the comics at the time, I mean, you know, they're pretty dated now, but there are some great Spider-Mans. Oh, the Punisher. Oh, baby. Now, I probably have more Punisher comics than any other Marvel. But I don't really... He's not like a superhero, is he? You wouldn't put him in with the other superheroes. The Punisher barely gets a look in. He's too gritty. But yeah, Punisher is probably my favorite Marvel title. Certainly the one I probably read the most, actually, would be Punisher. Yeah. He's great. He's great. Even if sometimes you can tell that they've written a story just to fit a gun that they've learned about in. Well, Patchwork King, remember, they have to put out a comic every week or every other week or whatever.
Nice
So,
jump, Alistair.
you know,
Sir underscore
it's
Louis
like a
just
soap opera,
resubbed
isn't
for
it?
20 months.
Essentially.
Hope the weather's alright up there.
Like, essentially a soap opera. Like, most of the comics end up with that. Speed Bump Loser. Well, he's human. I'd say of all the heroes, he's the one that is the most... you know, he goes through some shit. He may have these superpowers, but he's just trying to live a normal life. Young lad. Coming to terms with being Spider-Man. I thought they did that quite well in the movies, actually. Punisher's great, yeah. Punisher Max, pretty fucking good. War Journal, all that stuff. I've got a bunch of them somewhere. They're all in boxes, I think. I think Judge Dredd: The Apocalypse War is still one of my all-time favourite comics. That's what I got down here. I've got lots of Asterix comics from when I was a kid. Man, those things... have you read an Asterix comic lately? They're pretty insane. They're pretty insane. I mean, I think the main thing about Asterix and Obelix is at no point are Asterix and Obelix in any danger. There's zero peril. They just win. They beat the Romans up every single time. Right, but under average player. Consider this, and this is my biggest problem with a lot of Batmans, is that it opens. His parents were killed in front of him. Yeah, I know. I'm aware of that. Everybody knows that. That's why I liked in The Batman, they just brushed over that. They didn't have a scene where... You know what I mean? They didn't have that scene. They just got straight to it. And he was... The best part about The Batman is he's a bloody detective. That's the whole point of Batman. Is he's not just a punching guy. He's a detective guy. He's a detective. He's really smart and really rich. And he uses his brains and his moolah to solve and fight crimes. I was also really glad that they used the Riddler, and I loved the way they used the Riddler. That's why I thought the Batman was absolutely amazing. I loved it. Absolutely loved it. And yeah, he's like trying to crack the case, and him and Commissioner Gordon, who was really good, you know, they realize they're unraveling this case and they're solving it. I thought, this is great. This is Batman. I loved it. Absolutely loved it. I really hope they make another one. And the Catwoman was fantastic. Didn't feel like she was just there to sort of be his foil. Had her own shit going on. Brilliant. And the Riddler, finally, a good Riddler. I didn't like Robert Pattinson much. And then he started making good movies and stuff, and I was like, alright. Alright, Pattinson. Since you're from Barnes in southwest London, je suis on Team Pattinson. Also, the Batman did it right by having a really good actor play the villain and just say to him, go nuts. And Paul Dano, I love Paul Dano. I thought he was superb. Yeah, he was great in Tenet. He was really good in Tenet. He's a good actor. Who knew? Who knew? I've started, like, I never hated Pattinson. I was just like, I didn't care for him. You know what I mean?
Get easy.
Come on, son. Try it again. Why no more shoots? Oh, hello. It's alright, I'm a scav. Run free. What you doing, chum? You're looking for some negative scav karma, brother. Don't do it.
You're a fucking scav?
Yeah?
Holy fucking shit, I thought you were a PMC. I'm very sorry about that.
That's alright, I'm unharmed.
Do you need anything? I can...
No, I'm good. I'm fine, thank you so much.
Man, I'm so sorry. Please don't shoot my ass on the way out.
I've only got a Mosin, you're good. You're good.
Oh, thanks, dude.
So could I jump and be in there? Which seems like a place you couldn't get to. Oh, I don't want to try it. Coming down right there. Shot! SP ammo. Generally, you do that roof camp with a sniper rifle, and you can keep an eye on the places that people are coming in and shoot them. And we've done it a bunch. So I watched a video the other day. It was a raven, I think. And I mean, I've known for a while that corvids are really smart birds, right? And they can like see things and put two and two together and figure their way around things. And it was a TikTok, you may have seen it, of a raven. I think it was a raven, might have been a crow. Pretty sure it was a raven. Anyway, putting the shapes through the holes. So like the round peg goes in the round hole, square peg goes in the square hole, and all that.
Nice jump, Alistair.
Natabe just resubbed for 14 months. Thanks for being a top lad, period.
Thank you. Anyway, they had the little box there, and it's getting them and trying them in. Then it looks at it. You know the way birds have to look at things like that because their noses are so big. At Greg, and they put it. It eventually gets them all right. And then there's it's stitched with another crow. And then this one tries to put it in, and the holes are just a little smaller, so it's hard to do with a beak. And eventually he gets frustrated and just takes the top off and throws it away, and then flips the box over and stomps around. And I was like, oh, that's great. Yeah, I like that one where they all fit in the square hole. That's quite funny. But that's just a badly designed board, right?
Девка ёбаная!
Another bloody wallet. This one's got some money in. Where are you sneaking? I saw you did the sneaking move.
Ну, блин!
Toz merchant.
Нет никого.
I am a little suspicious of that, to be honest with you. I don't even know how that's possible. I don't know if that's just me being bad or not, but he was in that stairwell. But he even said, hello? And then he just insta-peeks and domes me? I'm not sure about that. I have to think about that one. Yeah, but how's he peeking that? How's he peeking that is my question, because I just don't know how he's peeked it and insta-domed me. Like, I didn't see him peek and then get lined up and then peek again. He just sort of came down the stairs and just went bang. I just find it a bit weird. Whatever. I'm just bad at the game, I guess. It just I don't know, it didn't feel like there was an exchange there where he looked and then we shot at each other and he got me. It felt like he just came around the corner and shot me. Whatever. God, we're dying quicker than our fucking scav timer.
Good work back there. The Syndicate took a serious... We've died a lot, Bob. We've died a lot. A lot. A lot of dying. Lot of dying. I'm giving up on the reserve quests to kill anything on reserve. I'm abandoning reserve. It's a dead map. Too many guys just fucking doming me, and too many bad spawns, and just dog shit. The only way to play it is to rat. That's it. That's all there is. Have you seen the quest line to get to Lighthouse? It's insane. Nope, and I'm probably not going to do it because apparently it's not even worth it. Let's have a look and see this death. See that you can hear him running around the corner. That's what I don't like about it. Is that his head there? I think. I am a... I think it was the way you could hear him running. Run, bang! And it's sort of like, oh, okay. I do think it is interesting when you get in fights with regular players and it's working, how often I don't just get instantly domed. It's when you're trying to hold an angle, it's just pointless. I don't think there's any point holding an angle. It feels like it's just fucking death. I just seem to die every time. I think, right, I know where he is. He doesn't know where I am. I'm going to shoot him. And then they come around the corner and shoot you in the head. Any Austrians in chat? No? Well, I'm going to Vienna later this year for a wee family holiday. Just wondered, anything in particular I should visit? We're doing a tour of pastry places because they're famous for their pastries and desserts and shit. So we're going to a whole bunch of places. We're not going swimming, it's April, so I will not be swimming in the Danube in April, thank you very much. Someone definitely took a shot at me. Sounded like it came from 2-story.
Nice jump, Alistair.
Rags01 just resubbed for 42 months.
Thank
Any
you.
interest in the Dead Space remake, mate?
What? Dead Space Oh, no. Never really got on with those games. I think my issue with a lot of those games is what I like about Elden Ring, which is a hard game. I found Dead Space very hard. Is that I never felt like I was battling against my lack of resources for just a basic fight. You know, when it's like, oh, I've only got 3 shots left. That's what annoyed me about Resident Evil. Was it wasn't really an action game. It was a puzzle game where it was like, okay, I have to use 2 bullets to kill this zombie. I have to use this to kill this guy, and then I can do this to get this. And it kind of just sucked the fun out of it for me. What I like about a game is when you're not low on bullets just by default, you know? You get to have a fight.
What?
Where's he at?
Okay.
Кому
do
ты
you have any
пизды выдать?
heals?
Понял?
You shot me in the thorax pretty fucking good.
Is there a PMC somewhere?
There were, but this guy killed them.
Oh.
I think there's one in Stronghold as well. I heard shots snap at me when I was going for that shit.
Alright.
You guys can take their loot right here. Come here. This body right
Do
here.
you have like heals or something? Like health?
I don't have any, dude. I've got a wallet you can have.
Man, I'm not gonna kill myself with that fucking
Oh,
wallet.
what the fuck? Oh wait, I'm hostile because I shot you once.
На,
What the
блядь,
fuck?
живи, сука!
Oh, yeah. Well,
Whoa, is that guy chunky or what? We've had some good scav interactions this morning. The lad that threw a grenade at me and then apologized. Dude, I'm so sorry. I thought you were PMC. Oh my god. Please don't shoot me up the butt. We got our purified water. Hell yeah. Honestly, my scav cases so far been fucking dog shit.
Oh yeah? It's better? Huh. I mean, I know that Callisto Project or whatever just came out and everybody's saying it's dog shit, which is a shame because I thought it looked really pretty and good and terrifying. And I kind of thought, you know, I haven't played a horror game in ages. I tried playing, what was that one? There were all the YouTubers were playing it. Do you remember actually when everyone was making horror playthroughs? I think Markiplier basically started it off, right? And there was like a glut of them. It must be about 10 years ago now. It was just all horror, horror, horror. And loads and loads and loads of people were playing horror games and stuff. There's a game called something Descent. It's not like Penumbra or something. It's some name begins with an A. Amnesia. Oh my god. I tried playing that just on my own. It was so scary. I couldn't, when my teeth started chattering, I had to stop. It was terrifying. I haven't touched a horror game really since then. We did the Goon one where you go in as investigators, and that was quite funny because, you know, you're playing with the lads. But I just can't do it, man. They're just too scary. No, in Amnesia, you just got to run. That's what made Alien Isolation so scary for me. Was that you can hear the alien. You're in a cupboard, and you hear it thunk out of an air vent right above you, and you're just sort of hiding in a fucking cupboard. I finished Outlast because I did a YouTube playthrough of it, recorded with my webcam mic. Let's see if we can find it actually. Look how bad this is. No camera. Listen to the mic audio. Alan Wake, but I think it's actually going to be scary, and it's in first person, which is always more scary. Right. Oh, come on! Come on! This is ridiculous! Why did I spend £15 on this fucking game? This is too scary! Oh no! 9 years ago.
They killed us. They got out.
It's really scary for a fucking game! Are you kidding me? Wow, I don't think I've ever had this spawn. dog shit. What am I doing here? In any tiebreaker situation like that, they go again, baby. They go again. And you legit might just be there all bloody night. You will never see, ever, NA Dota casters turn on their region so fast as when there's a chance to break up a tiebreaker if a team loses. They're like, please God, win, because it's like 4 AM, everybody wants to go home. It's brutal. But funny.
Да ёбаная!
Like a trapdoor spider. Wait, Secret might get relegated? Are you serious? They're bottom. They're 1 and 6. You're telling me that the team that finished second at TI are going to get relegated from WEU Division 1? Oh my god. Did they lose Nisha or did they drop Nisha? Because I thought they booted him and got Boom in. Isn't that right? Sorry to see Into the Breach are in trouble as well. Had Boxy in the chat yesterday, flaming my Tarkov. He said, I wish I'd played some more Tarkov because I didn't realise the DPC was going to be this easy. Direct quote. Nisha left? Fair.
Nice jump, Alistair.
T-Bubble Boy just resubbed for 27 months. 27. 27? 27. 27, 27, 27, 27,
Hilarious.
27, 27, 27, 27, 27, 27, 27, 27, 27, 27, 27, 27, 27, 27, 27, 27, 27, 27, 27, 27, NNNNN.
Thank you. Sheeson! Nick Sheeson! I come in peace. Just larking about. No real plan. Starting to get the itch for another Football Manager run.
Ничего, неплохой день, господа. Нормально, нормально, живем, пацаны.
Shit, I don't know the fucking extracts. Isn't there one quite near?
Вот он!
Не, блядь, жир, сука!
Вот хуй! Левый коронный, правый похоронный! Вот хуй!
Блядь, тут нашего завалили!
Poor shots. I played the original Stalker, and I very quickly gave up on it because it was just friggin' impossible, it felt like. It honestly just felt impossibly hard. Like, you bump into one of those anomaly things and it's like, well, you lost. It's like, oh. What am I meant to do? It just felt kind of silly. No, but you get that thing where it's like, I went down into some sewer. The guy was like, I need you to go into the sewer. I was like, okay, cool. So I went down into this sewer, and there was this thing at the far end of the sewer, and my camera would like zoom in on it and then it would come back to me and it would be closer, and it would keep doing it, and there was nothing I could do. Like, I was like, this fucking sucks. It was so hard. And the guns in it kind of felt like... It kind of felt like... Tarkov, early Tarkov. Like, it just felt really scuffed and so difficult, and I just couldn't get into it. I just kept dying. And the difficulty just put me off. It was just too hard for my tiny brain. Let's have a look at this thing. Oh my god, I'm amazed to hit anything. I just found it impossibly hard. Impossibly hard. You're right, chum. How are you feeling? What's wrong? Have you had any paracetamol? Come on. Good God. What an unbelievable collection of quests I just cannot do. Grissini. So even better than a breadstick. I went there. Look it up. It is a breadstick, but they're even better than breadsticks. Trust. I got mine from my local Italian deli. They're like this long, and they're amazing. So good. It's just a breadstick, and it's good. The Italians know how to make things that are delicious. My man is struggling already. I'll chill with him until he dies, and then I'll take his shit. Grab him. Rub him. Rub him. Rub him.
Вроде никого.
He's on the move. This guy was fucking on one. Get these from Little. Sugar waffles. It's like a waffle that's been dipped in liquid sugar and then let to dry. Amazing. Rude. I was watching a podcast, this guy complaining that a lot of Italian Americans don't know how to pronounce their foods and stuff. Famously, you know, gabagool and calling it prosciutto and stuff like that. And this guy saying that it annoys him and that they need to learn to pronounce it properly. And they were like, well, if you were in a Spanish restaurant, you wouldn't be expected to be able to pronounce the names of all the things properly. And I'm thinking, that's true, but if I then claimed that I was like, oh, that's my culture, I think then I would be in the wrong if I didn't learn how to pronounce it properly. Do you know what I'm saying? Like, if you're saying, hey, that's my culture and my history, how dare you? I'm Italian. By the way, it's pronounced a gabagool. You'd be like, what are you doing? That's not how you say it. You've invented something else. A new culture. Italian American, which is clearly different because they don't call anything by the right name. Clong. Do you know what I mean? Mozzarella. Gabagool. Prosciutto. One of my favorites was when in The Sopranos they go to Italy and Paulie's trying to speak to the Italian guys and they're like, the fuck is he saying? It's like, they don't speak Italian. Was the TV show Sopranos popular in Italy? I mean, I get it. If you're from a country that's founded on immigration, like America, like Australia, of course you're gonna... That's your culture and your history, because essentially, what have you got otherwise, you know? You're an American.
Понятно.
Can you just fucking move, bud? Ugh!
Ага.
So, in The Sopranos, how do they cover... If you're dubbing The Sopranos for an Italian audience, how do you handle gabagool? What does that translate as? Do they just use the actual Italian words? I hadn't thought about that. That's fucking hilarious. It just stays the same, but they're speaking Italian. And presumably the dubbing is done by actors who are Italian with Italian accents. So how do you convey, especially the episodes where they actually go to Italy, how do you convey that? So this guy says, I watched the entire series in Italian. Obviously in English I can't understand a lot of things. And I enjoyed it, but there are some funny scenes. For example, when Furio has to translate what Tony says to the Neapolitans, it's ridiculous because he just speaks in a Neapolitan dialect. As if a Neapolitan doesn't understand Italian. And the same for the scene in which Chucky Caporale speaks to the Italian hitmen. So there are scenes where... So Furio comes over from Italy, speaks Italian in the show, and doesn't speak much English, and speaks only Italian, and they're like, what's he saying? So how do you handle that as a dub when everyone's speaking Italian? It doesn't make any sense. That's why dubbing it just doesn't make any sense. You can't just dub it and be like, yeah, we dubbed it. But it's like, a big part of the show is the fact that they're not really in touch with Italy at all. It's completely different. Yeah, all the Italians have to speak English. And the guys coming over from the States get to speak Italian. Something like that. I know that, you know in Toy Story 3, when they flip the switch on the back of Buzz by mistake, and he switches to Spanish, someone was like, what happens when they flip the switch and he's speaking Spanish in a movie where they dubbed it so they all speak Spanish? Drago, I thought that instead of saying he's from Barcelona, I thought that when they dubbed it in Spain, they said that he was from Mexico. Because there are some jokes that don't make any sense. Manuel, come here. There is too much butter on those trays. Okay? There is too much butter on those trays. No, Mr. Foldy. Uno, dos, tres. How does that joke translate if you're dubbing it into Spanish? On those trays sounds like uno, dos, tres. So how do you dub that joke? You cannot. It makes no sense.
Ist das auch sicher?
Wir haben jeder ein neues Handy besorgt. Du benutzt es einmal und wirfst es dann weg. Ist nicht zurückzuverfolgen. So haben es die Taliban auch gemacht.
Lasst uns anfangen. Meine Schwiegertochter kommt bald mit ihrem Baby.
Hallo?
Ist er da?
Ja, Tone. Du kannst loslegen. Sprich einfach da rein.
Junior? Wer ist da, Tony? Junior, ich bin's, Carmine. Wie geht's dir?
Ich lande im Armenhaus. So geht's mir jetzt.
Was?
The Sopranos in German.
Die Sopranos. Mit Tony.
Oh, they just replaced the jokes? Nein. Nicht sprechen Sie Deutsch.
Кротик, пятся, слушай!
Yes, translation and localization, very different, aren't they? Because if you just tried to translate, especially that joke I gave an example of, there is too much butter on those trays. Like, that joke does not translate into Spanish. Because the whole point is that on those trays sounds like uno, dos, tres. So you can't just translate, you have to localize. What that would sound like, I do not know. Damn, we got one of them. Speaking about the jokes, that's what she said is not easily translated in Russian. So Michael's translation word to word in Russian is, these are the words of my girlfriend. That is amazing. That is amazing. These are the words of my girlfriend. So that's what she said. The whole point is, it's kind of like, there's something my mum used to say. She still says it. Said the actress to the bishop. Which is the equivalent of, that's what she said. So when you say, geez, it's a little tight. That's what she said. It's just meant to imply, oh, I've spotted an innuendo, right? So, said the actress to the bishop. or was one my mum always used to say. I don't know why it was an actress and a bishop, because I suppose an actress and a bishop being together implies something unseemly is happening, or certainly did in my mum's day. So that was her go-to, was said the actress to the bishop. And Michael Scott's is, that's what she said. It's quite funny. Jeez, I don't know, team. I just don't know anymore. Yeah, exactly, Drago. Something probably way back there was some scandal with a bishop and an actress. I mean, that's a reasonable explanation for sure. Wait, you seen the cat anywhere? Oh, okay. Daily reminder, my cat only sits on one lap, and it's my youngest daughter's lap. She won't sit on anybody else's lap. What's this? Did I ever read this? Oh, we were talking about comics earlier, so I'll dig this out while we're waiting for my scav run. I wonder if you guys will find this interesting. So I don't know why I have a number of. Now I have two very large comics, but this is an interesting one. It's called Building Stories. It's big, and it's a boxed thing. And the comics in it come in a series of, like, you can read them in any order. So there'll be like this fold out story here. And then there's like this one, which is almost like a pamphlet that folds out. Then you've got like a book, hardback, that tells the stories. And as you can see, the panels are very little and stuffed with detail, almost obsessively. And then there's this one, I'm not going to unfold it because it's a pain to refold it. It's like a broadsheet style, broadsheet sized. The artwork's really good. This one is almost like a sort of poster, but it sort of opens out like a single page newsletter. This one is just one page, you can read either side, and so on. And yeah, there's like other strips, there's other books. It just goes down and down. And like I said, you can read it in any order. There's no importance placed on what order you read it in. And it's just a bunch of stories. And interestingly, the order in which you read them kind of changes your appreciation of the ones you've read. So you read it, and it sort of changes it. If you know what I mean. Is the camera really laggy for anyone else? It looks fine in OBS, but then on stream it's super laggy. I don't know why that is. Either way, I got it a good while ago now. But yeah, it's really something. It's really something. Yeah, Chris Ware. And I'll show you guys this as well. This is a game. I don't know if CK3 on the Crusader Kings games were inspired by this. Blood Royale. Power is wealth, wealth is power. This is a board game. Many counters and tokens, all neatly bagged up. And the board is basically Europe divided up into territories. This is a jigsaw board. I'm not going to put it together, but it's got Northern Europe. And the idea is, I'll give you a brief summary of how it works. The autofocus makes it choppy. I don't know. Let's try going to full. Let's try doing it this way. See if that's choppy. It might just be my webcam. It's just kind of weird. So Blood Royale can be played for a set number of turns or a set period of real time, which should be decided before the players begin the game. Each player controls a country and a family dynasty. Each player's royal family consists of a king, a queen, and one child. Character sheets should be drawn up for each one of these characters. The king counter is placed on the player's capital, and play starts with the births of the dynastic sequence. So, you have to create characters, and you have to worry about births, who survives, marriages, and then announcements. And it is essentially Crusader Kings the board game, but this was made in like 1984 or something like that. Let's have a look and see when this actually came out. Uh-oh. Hello? Hello? Who's that? Who's that? Come here. Aggie, come here. Come here. Come here. Who's this character? Come here. Come here. Come here. Aggie, she's not here. Come here. Come here. Oh my goodness. Oh my goodness. Oh. Oh. Oh my goodness. Oh. Good walk? Oh. You're right. You're a good girl. You're a good girl. Are you a good girl? She is ever such a good girl. Very stinky. Farts a lot. Terrible breath. Yeah, you can hear me. She has one broken ear. This ear doesn't go up properly. So Frenchies are meant to have like the bat ears. This one is always like this. It's quite funny. What's that? Cat. She hates cats. We live with a cat. See, look at her busted ear. She's got one busted ear. It just came like that. It never popped up. She is 4 this year. She's a good girl. Right, you go downstairs now, Tubby. Go on, downstairs. She's not in there. Go downstairs. Go downstairs. But the fart situation is out of control. Out of control. "13 years, that's good." Mrs. F is convinced she's going to die in like the next 2 or 3 years. And whilst that absolutely could happen, you can't worry about these things. And like I said to her, because this is like, we've had cats before. Cats live forever. We had a cat that lived till she was like 17 or something like that. And when she died, we got her when we got the house. So as long as we lived in this house, we'd had this cat, and it was really sad. And the kids were very upset because she was the only pet they'd ever known, and they especially my eldest absolutely loved her. She was a very sweet cat, very, very good natured. Not a roamer, she stayed at home. Sadly she went blind, but she could get around. And then she went deaf as well, and she would just yowl all the time. She was basically like Helen Keller the cat. But of course, she just doesn't know how to get around. She loses track of where she is. She gets stuck. So and she was starting to really suffer, and she had other health problems as well. So we had to have her put down, which was very sad. But then a year or so went past, and then we got Aggie, and the first dog that Mrs. F had ever had. Her parents didn't have any pets. She had a goldfish. Her parents were like, "No, we're not getting any pets." Whereas when I was a kid, we always had dogs and cats. My mum still loves animals, and we just the whole time I trying to think of the times when we haven't had a cat or a dog. I've always had a pet. I think it's very sweet. Caitlin Moran said they're like tiny court jesters that live in your house, and the dog especially makes me laugh every day, and the cat too. Just little things that they do. They're just charming and sweet, you know. And it's just another dependent. And when you've had kids, especially, you think, well, geez, if we can handle kids, we can handle a dog. And she is obviously quite dependent on us, but incredibly sweet and loves us and gives you so much affection and love and everything. And it's lovely. But she'd never have that. So she is super attached to Aggie. She's never really had that kind of relationship where, I mean, Aggie adores Mrs. F. Follows her around. Like, if Mrs. F is working upstairs, she sits at her feet. Follows her all around the house. Loves her. And Mrs. F is extremely attached to her. So she's really just anxious about the fact that eventually, very sadly, the dog is going to die. And she's just not ready for it. So even though the dog is like 3.5, she's already freaking out about it. Nuts. I'm sure you can get on top of here because I've seen Bob do it. Lamau.
Нормально, нормально, живем, пацаны.
Do you really think you can hit someone with a broken weapon?
Just let me play, dude. Who cares? It's just a bit of fun, isn't it? What difference does it make?
I mean, like, this is a scav weapon. I don't think you're going to be able to hit someone from 150 meters.
Well,
good luck, I guess.
Thank you. Have fun. Jeez, what a fucking backseater. How am I getting backseated in the game? This is fucking ridiculous. Currently trying... Hang on, I missed this. Currently trying to move house. I missed this message. God, this message must have been miles away. Currently trying to move house with a pet cat, and I swear to God, it's so difficult finding a nice place with a landlord who allows pets. And someone said, you can ask, but it's ultimately the landlord's decision. Yeah, you can't just say, I demand it. Hit a guy. Do you really think you're going to hit a... Fuck off. Jeez, getting fucking backseated in-game. No, I don't want any minor scab karma, thank you. Do you really think this noobs? Get backseat in game. Yeah, it's pretty incredible. Some people just don't like fun, do they? Just let me play the fucking game, dude. What's it to you? What difference does it make to him? Can it possibly make a difference to him? Is there any universe in which it makes a difference to him? I don't believe so. So what's his beef? People are so strange. Just unsolicited gibberish. I played Deep Rock Galactic with Sips and Lewis. What a boring fucking game. So dull. So dull. Didn't enjoy it at all. At all. To answer your question. Do you really think you're going to heal? Do you really think I give a shit what you're saying? I mean, in what universe am I going to say, oh, really? Oh, thanks. Thanks, buddy. Wow, car batteries really tanked in price, eh? What can you do with a car battery in the workshop? Can you turn it into something? I think you need 5 of them to make a tank battery, or is it a tank battery makes 5 of them? I can never remember. What can we do with the input of a car battery? No? Maybe there's a trade? Is there a trade? Car battery. Oh, and Tarkov, yes, sorry. So if you give a car battery, a military, the SGC-10, and a flat screwdriver, he gives you a VSS. Yeah, I don't think so. I guess we're just selling it. How much? I reckon she'll give us 30k for it. 38. Fucking tight bitch. Oh, we hit level 34. Pog. Did we unlock any traders with that? I need level 36 for him. Level 35 for her. Him, we're up to 2.73. A body armor Becky with 39 left on it. I think I sold him that. 38. Oh, and we need to do quests for this asshole. 37, and we got to do all of these motherfucking quests. Well, we'll wait till nearer the time. You know, there's no rush, is there? In that guy's mind, he's right. Bear that in mind. That lad's walking away, shaking his head. I didn't go down to Bristol in the end, so we didn't record a new one. But I am going to go down in March. In fact, that reminds me, I need to find a time. message Ben.
That's £6.40, £10.
What is this? Comedy for ELT, pronunciation problems.
Thank you very much. £3.60 change, thank you. There we are.
Oh dear.
Oh dear.
Something tells me this is going to be something of a throwback sketch.
Oh dear. Old Ali Barber's a bit off course, isn't he? Look. Morning, Abdul. All right, are you? Very nice. There we are. There's the change, love. See you again. Ta-da. Now, sir, what can I do you for, sir?
I want mouse.
Mouse? Mouse? What do you think this is, a pet shop?
Oh my goodness. I want to see Sopranos in dubbed in Italian. See if we can find some. English, motherfucker, do you speak it? "14 iconic movie and TV lines dubbed in Italian."
Farò un'offerta che non può rifiutare.
Ever wondered what some iconic movie
Yes,
and TV
get on with it.
Grande
Giove!
I remember once I was offered to translate the dialogue back to channel Dolce Vita. If you're new here, make sure you subscribe. One, Rocky 4. I must break you.
Why is it all echoey?
Is delivered with a very, very strong Russian accent, which makes sense since the character is from Russia. Okay, the problem is that they deliberately changed the word spezzo, which means break, into spiezzo. Spiezzo doesn't even exist. They just wanted to make it sound more Russian, but the result is absolutely ridiculous. It's so phony. I know! The thing is, in my country, watching dub movies is absolutely normal, and people couldn't care less of how much gets lost in translation, let alone if something sounds cheesy. Here's one of my favorite TV shows ever, Friends. You'll love it too. It's just awesome. Now, when I watched it for the first time, I lived in England. I watched it in English, and years later, when I moved back to Italy, I just, out of curiosity, I wanted to see what it would sound like. So I watched it dubbed in Italian. I was hurt, like physically and emotionally.
How you doing? Hey, come ti va?
No. You can't change such a line. You cannot change perfection. And what about this one?
We were on a break!
Coffee house?
Noi avevamo rotto!
Andiamo al caffè.
Hurts, doesn't it? Okay, I know, I've been quite harsh so far. It doesn't always have to be that bad. Like Eric Draven from The Crow would say,
It can't rain all the time.
Non può piovere per sempre.
here are some iconic lines that don't actually sound too bad.
Houston, we have a problem.
Houston, abbiamo un problema.
Wax off. Dai la cera, togli la cera.
Precious! Il mio tesoro!
Oh, that's pretty
Here's
good.
a couple lines that don't sound bad at all in Italian. Maybe even better. Okay, no, sorry, I didn't say that. Shh, don't tell anybody.
It's conflict! Si può fare!
Hey, you, get your damn hands off.
Ehi, tu porco, levale le mani di dosso!
Hey, tu porco!
Next one has two Italian words in the original version. Chianti and fava.
Oh.
Did you guess already?
Yeah.
I ate his liver with some fava beans and a nice Chianti.
Mi mangiai il suo fegato con un bel piatto di fave e un buon Chianti.
Not bad at all. I actually really like the guy's voice. Okay, now don't get carried away. I don't want you to say, hey Luca, I actually like the Italian version even better than the original. You know, I would react just this way.
You talking to me? You talking to me?
Ma dici a me? Ma dici a me?
Alright guys, before I show you the last clip, I promised you a surprise, and here it is. Now let's see if you can recognize the Italian actor in the next movie.
Una volta uscita dalla stanza cosa hai visto?
Mia madre era lì e quell'uomo la spingeva al muro.
Qui. Quindi ti ha visto mentre era qui. E cosa ha fatto dopo?
Sono scappata, non ha fatto in tempo a fare niente.
Quindi l'uomo era qui e tu sei riuscita a scappare.
È quello che ho detto.
Wait, why do you think there's a picture of me on the wall?
Visto.
Oh, I see.
Passami a fianco.
Very funny.
E quell'uomo non è riuscito a prenderti a questa distanza.
No, non ci è riuscito.
It's funny because they usually cast me either as the cop or the bad guy. In this last video clip, I'm going to leave you with Arnold
Oh, it was him!
Schwarzenegger, or as we say in Italian, Arnold Schwarzenegger. Okay, before I show you that, I would like to know your feelings about dubbing. Do you have dubbing in your country? Is it normal? Is it any good? How do you personally feel about that? Let me know in the comments down below, and also if you enjoyed this video, make sure you smash the thumbs up button and perhaps
Smash the button!
See you very
It should be a button like this.
I'll be back.
Aspetto fuori.
A dabbing. I thought he said dabbing as well. Which of you like a dabbing? Well, I can't find any... Harry Potter dub, The Goblet of Urine. Japanese dubbing for Harry Potter?
起きて起きなさい早く
いいか言っとくぞハリちょっとでも変な真似をしてみるちょっとでも1週間食事抜きの罰だからなどれ黙れダーズリーお前はスクンドレ
こんにちは。
いつ会えるかと楽しみにしていましたよ、ポッターさん。
ようこそホグワーツへ。さて今からこのドアをくぐり上級生と合流しますが、その前にまず皆さんがどの寮に入るか組み分けをします。グリフィンドール、ハッフルパフ、レイブンクロー、そしてスリザリン。
またウィズリー家の子だな。君はもう決まっておる。
グリフィンドール。
いよいよ飛行訓練です。さあぼーっとしていないで全員ほうきの左側に立ちなさい。急いで。
健闘を祈るとトロールと戦って勝った君だからクイディッチの試合ぐらい変わるものだろう。たとえ相手がスリザリンでも。
ちょっと待って、ストップストップ。そんなに振りましたら危ないでしょ。それに発音も違ってる。いい？レビオーサ。あなたのはレビオサ。そんなに言うなら自分でやってみろよ。ほらどうぞ。
男子の寮は出てくるけどね。
ハグリッド。
じゃあ悪いな今日はお前。
ハグリッド。
Das ist der heutige Sintwayon.
Harry Potter đã chết. Bây giờ là lúc mà các ngươi hãy tự mình quyết định.
Wow.
Harry Potter ist tot. Und jetzt ist der Zeitpunkt da, euch zu bekennen.
Even spookier in German. Harry Potter is tot. Is toast. The Vietnamese is such a difficult language. Mrs. F's cousin is married to a Vietnamese girl, and I was when Jean was when our eldest was very young. Her cousin is about the same age, so Mrs. F's cousin and his wife had a kid maybe just a couple of months before our eldest was born. So we would take them around there to play together, because when you have two little kids, you think, oh, we'll take them together, they'll play nicely. They don't really have anything to do with each other. They just sort of, but it's good to socialize, you know? So we'd hang out and chat, and she'd make me all kinds of Vietnamese tea. And she always did a bang up lunch, I tell you what. If you like fried rice. Anyway, I was like, can you try and teach me some Vietnamese? Like, she was like, yeah, sure. And she's from Vietnam, has a very strong Vietnamese accent, and I'm telling you, that language is even harder than Chinese. I tried to learn some Chinese from Ken when we were in China, just anything to get by. Couldn't even say thank you consistently, and it was very hard. But Vietnamese is so difficult, and it's so staccato. It's so staccato that it's that you don't even recognize where the words end. And like there's a breath and everything. It's just very, very hard to the ear, to the Western ear. So her husband, Mrs. F's cousin, has learned no Vietnamese, and they've been married for like 20 years. And he's like, I've tried, it is impossible. Ted, it is impossible. I was like, I know, mate, it is really, really hard. Yeah, but I mean, I think that there are a lot of as you go east, the languages are so different that it's just damn near impossible. It doesn't even sound like there's nothing that you can tie a sound to. like French, German, Spanish, especially Scandinavian languages, you can hear sounds where you're like, oh, I recognize that word. And the grammar may be slightly different and all the rest of it, but Finnish and Hungarian are very, very difficult as well. Hungarian especially. I mean, the Hungarian guy there talking in the Harry Potter clip, I couldn't pick out. I mean, in German, Harry Potter ist tot. Tot kind of sounds like dead. Like it's not that different. Whereas the Chinese words for it will just be so different you have no baseline understanding. It's impossible. I've always been impressed when people can speak English and something like Chinese because they're so different. So different. It's crazy.
Harry Potter đã chết. Bây giờ là lúc mà các ngươi hãy tự mình quyết định.
I mean, it honestly sounds like someone talking backwards. It's so difficult. I think especially, I don't know why English people seem to find languages so difficult. Maybe it's just lack of exposure.
Тело мое забери, блядь, чтобы этим пидорасам не достался.
job, Alistair.
Hazardus_22 just resubbed for 3 months.
Thank you.
Pogs.
Well, we're not out yet. Jackpot. There is no way that Korean will be the next big language. None. It is not a thing. Wait, who did we just kill? Was that Gluha? Fuck. Huh. I'll take that. He was just being chilling. How big is this rig? That's a 6. I thought it was a player. I was so so pumped. Because when he shouted at me in Russian when I killed him, I thought, oh, it must have been a bear I killed. But then I don't think players generally give you a fucking voice line on the way out. Do you know what? That's something that players don't complain about on the forums. Dear Battlestate Games, how is it possible to fit 20 backpacks one inside another? I tried it this weekend and it was impossible. Is this tier 4? Nice. That is one pimped out gun. Holy God. Jesus Christ. Holy Jesus. Wait, I lost rep for that? Really? He's not a good guy. Well, that's tonight's roof camp sorted. You killed a scav boss, lol. Yeah, but I didn't think as a scav you normally got minus rep for killing raiders. I thought that was okay. Is it just the rogues? Oh well. Well, what a shame. He's not a raider. Yes or no, I'm aware of that. That's why I said, is it just the raiders? That's a shame. That's why I said that. The boss is a no-no. Fair enough. I thought it's the American lads you're allowed to kill, isn't it? You can kill them. Go, scav over there! Go! Those guys you can kill. But hey, whatever. I'll take it. I'll take it. I think we're still at 2.5. It'll only take me 50 raids to get back to. Well, I'm never running this gear solo. We'll wait until tonight's raids, and then we'll go in with this. And just hold down fire. Can we put a better sight on it? I don't really like the Comp M4. What do we got? What do we got? Oh, we need a different... Is it this? The LURP mount? Can we fit a hammer? Vulcan? Huss? That'll go on there. I quite like this one. This is the one that switches between 3 times and 1 times. That looks a little better. I wish it would tell you what is fucking the ergonomics. What's the problem here? It's this, isn't it? Ergo minus 16. We don't care. We don't care. That's what we're gonna do. How can I get my fucking... The shooting range is really expensive now, isn't it? Doesn't it have different levels? Like you can upgrade it so it's all moving and moving targets and shit? We could build one. We could build a shooting range. Sadly, it's not instant. I don't think it's one of the instant ones, is it? An hour. Well, we can have a look this evening then. Not too shabby. Not too shabby. Alright, I'll hold on to this gear till tonight. I'll see you guys this evening. I guess. Cheers for watching. Take it easy and peace out.